What's up, everybody? I wanted to talk about the 100 Thieves Meteos trade. So if you haven't heard about it and this is news to you, he has been traded off 100 Thieves to FlyQuest Academy. And before we dig into this a little bit, I just want to give my initial thoughts so you can't say that I'm in favor of the trade or anything. I don't really like it. The extra context that 100 Thieves gave about how they were behind the scenes struggles is nice and all, but I can't see this as actually helping the team get better in the immediacy. Maybe in the long run it's good for them, but Meteos was a very versatile player who was doing well off-roll and in the jungle, and Levi is someone who has really failed to gel at all in North America. I know he's a world-class jungler, I know, but it just hasn't translated to having teammates who don't speak his language and a team that isn't centered around his play style. But what I really want to talk about is the fan backlash and misinformation about this trade. It's the kind of thing where people are acting like Meteos was stabbed cold-blooded behind his back with no knowledge of anything going on. And how could they do this to him? It's immoral, and they traded him. He's a commodity. Da, da, da. First off, there's no difference really between getting kicked off a team and getting traded off of a team. And getting kicked off a team has been around in League of Legends forever. It happened to Doublelift earlier this year, happened to Xpecial in Season 4 by all of TSM, and it's not like they knew that was coming, obviously. It was something that gets done behind your back because that's how the business operates. It has to be done behind your back. The biggest difference between a trade and getting kicked off a team is when you get kicked off a team, you have all your options available, but you have no salary, whereas when you get traded, you're going to a specific team with a salary. Which one's a worse situation basically depends on how in demand you really are. Anyways, the point is, if a team no longer wants you, there is no obligation for them to tell you you're off the team until you're off the team. And that wasn't even the case here because Meteos said he wanted to get traded if you've missed the 100 Thieves update. So obviously, that's not the case here. Did he want to go to FlyQuest? I assume not, but it's not in your control of which teams are open to wanting you. I saw a ton of people talk about like, oh, fuck franchising, it's ruining League of Legends. Trades have been around forever. They've always been there. Go back and check the rule book. It's in there for 2017 before franchising. I didn't even bother going back further because I know it's been around forever. Does anyone remember the Smithy Dardoch jungler trade that happened in 2017? The belief that trading players is also unfair is also ridiculous because it's been in the rulebook since at least 2017 that players can have no trade clauses. Once again, I didn't bother going back further, but I know that these things have been around the scene forever. The fact that the people don't have no trade clauses is their own individual and their agent's fault for not getting it if that was something they cared about. Once again, a lot of people, when they want to get traded, will waive that clause in order for a team to move them. And since Meteos knew that he was looking to get traded, even if that clause existed, he would have waived it in this situation. And even if you, the fan, wants to blame this on franchising in some completely roundabout bullshit way, I doubt the pros really want to because I don't think they want to hand back those fat paycheck increases that they got from franchising. The timing of it was also heavily criticized because apparently the trade was agreed upon in principle on Friday but not executed till Sunday, and so everyone's saying, well, they should have told him Friday. Really? Really? Who is that better for? How is that better for anyone? Do you really think Meteos wants to throw on those fucking red pinstripes after hearing he's getting kicked off the team in 2 days after the games? Do you think even if he was this mythically nice person who would still go out there and give it his all, do you think he would have been in the right frame of mind to actually do it? Do you think it helps FlyQuest somehow? Do you think the 100 Thieves team, the 4 other fucking players still there who care about their record, want to risk losing those games by telling beforehand, even if they knew, because maybe they don't know. But do you think that's what they would want? I assume, based off the 100 Thieves announcement, that everyone was kind of aware of the situation going on. I don't understand why fans keep assuming the org, this nameless, faceless thing, is behind it, and not just the players and the team, and that they were all somewhat aware of the situation, and the players were okay with Meteos getting traded. Not telling Meteos until after the games is inarguably the correct move. You do it at the start of the week and going into a break so that you have time for the teams to go and react accordingly. You don't do it fucking 24 hours before a game. Do you really think it lessens the blow at all somehow if it happened before the games? The real heart-wrenching part for Meteos is the fact that he's getting removed from a team that has a winning record and that he was a part of building this new organization. Not the timing of it, though maybe it's a little bit extra twist of the knife, but I doubt it. Listen, I'm not saying you can't feel bad for Meteos, because I do. I'm also not saying that this was a good move, because I don't think it is. I'm not saying you should pick between 100 Thieves or Meteos, because I really don't care what side you're on. I'm also not saying you can't criticize the org for having a statement ready to go, because if they put that thing out yesterday when the Meteos news broke, they could have avoided a lot of this backlash. All I'm saying is, fans, stop acting like what 100 Thieves did was some immoral, evil, corporate, nameless, faceless bullshit just because they kicked a player you like.